Yeah, this is the most recent target. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? But this isn't. All right, we're good. We're good. We're chilling. Thank you. Lots of little things to keep track of on observation.
Yeah, after this target, after this transient, M31 will be above 1.3 air mass, so we can just start doing M31 targets already. Especially since it didn't look like we had anything super pressing with the new transients. I didn't see anything exciting.
Didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, it's pretty good too because the M31 targets tend to be a bit fainter, so we'll have lots of long exposures. Be a nice chill night.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna duck out at this point. But Stefan, Richard, if you have any issues at any point, Matt will be able to get hold of me, and I'll jump right back on to help you guys out.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Thanks,
Yeah,
John.
thank you.
Have a nice night.
Have a good evening. And then Richard, when we do the M31 variables, it's not really a specific order. I think sometimes we like to start with a few of the brighter targets when it's a little lower in the sky. So
Yeah.
the shorter exposure targets, but I mean, pretty much it's just pick and go. You want to try and get like a decent selection of all three categories, but other than that, yeah, just pick and go.
Yep. I tend to keep the super long exposure targets for closest to twilight and when it's closest to zenith. But aside from that, yeah, it's just kind of go for it. Other thing is sometimes I will switch between very blue and very red targets so the CC doesn't get too like exposed in one way or the other. It's probably
Yeah.
that's probably a little too neurotic about it, but it's what I do.
One thing I
Um,
meant to ask is I remember one of the telescope techs telling me that if we do it if we have them in order of is I don't know if it was RA or DEC, reduces a lot of the time between
slewing.
targets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't it was
it's
it
in order of RA is the fastest, and you can actually organize the target list or like the chords or whatever to be in order of RA, and that might help you choose.
yeah,
But
I've
it's kind of hard to
done
cross
that.
match between those two,
Yeah, so don't worry about that right now, but
and because we're in M31, it really shouldn't like slewing from one
matter too
target to the
much.
other is like yeah, a couple to not a couple, but um, I think it's like plus or minus 15-ish degrees, so shouldn't be too long.
Richard, you might have noticed that the screen is doing weird things, and I realized that's probably because we're both on we're using the VPN. So I'm going to log off the VPN for now, or
Okay,
close
yeah.
it and go back on view only mode. Is there a way to do that without logging off? Wait,
Uh,
maybe there's a command. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I somewhat remember like being told that you could oh, it's John
Uh,
saying.
to put the VPNs in, all the VNCs in view only.
Yeah,
Which operating system are you on?
I'm on Mac.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So if you put your mouse towards the top center of one of those VNC windows, you should get like a little pop down
Oh,
menu,
yep.
and you can go to the setting, the little cog there, settings, and change it to view only.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Great. So yeah, for starting off the night, Richard will be leading the observations. We'll just be kind of looking over your shoulder. If anything bad happens to Richard, then I think Stefan will be the first runner up, and then I will be the next. But yeah, right now
Yeah,
I don't have. I'm
because I
not logged
think
on to the.
Yeah,
So,
you're disconnected, so.
yeah, I disconnected
This
from the
will-
VPN so there weren't too many different people tunneled in. And then I also just logged out of the VNC completely. So I think they said something along the lines of it could only hold a max of like 2 or 3 people. So I'm just gonna stay off just in
Yeah,
case someone else
it's just to be safe. Okay, yeah, now I will not be messing you up, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Mouse should be all yours.
Yeah, they look good to me.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Richard, if you ever want to relinquish, just let us know and I can connect myself.
Yeah, no worries, yeah.
If that is the case, I'm going to be right back.
I just realized the observation numbers off by 1 in the log. I'm not entirely sure why.
One thing you could do is just like you'd shown earlier, you could like pull up the last or like the inaccurate
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
spectrum and then kind of compare it to the one before and the one after, and it should look
Yeah.
closer to the one that's accurate. I do remember that like it seemed like new images were gotten for the standard while you guys were in the other room. So that could be related, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, just got back. What happened?
There's
Yeah,
like
the observation number in both columns is off by 1. So
Oh,
it's,
huh.
is it because we started a second exposure on FRB1 when it was the wrong target?
We aborted that one though. We did
Oh,
this,
yeah.
so that shouldn't have increased the number.
well, if you're saying that there's a difference between the one on the like observation log, yeah, that one automatically takes the number on the top, but like the number of exposures, and it adds it to the next thing. But if you hit abort and throw away, then it didn't save that exposure and it kept
Yeah.
that file number, I think.
Yeah, so that first one the first one we saved, the other 2 were aborted. We were doing the wrong target. So the first we have one
Okay.
exposure
So
of the wrong target.
Got it. So yeah, I think the only way I really know is by
Although when I
opening
was watching them or watching the standards being done, I think the That's like the 1741. It looked like it took a little longer. Maybe we did an extra exposure for that. Like I was thinking, like, this took a lot longer than I expected. Could we have taken an extra exposure for that standard or something?
Let's see.
Wait, so what's Richard, are we confused about the observation number or on IGET?
Yeah, it's basically on the observation number on the log seems to be one behind the one we're actually on. I was
So
trying to figure out if
okay.
Oh, I might actually be wrong. Abort and throw away might move on to the next number. So it could be that one exposure happened, the next was in progress, we aborted it and threw it away, so it moved on to the next number.
that would
That might be it.
explain, yeah.
I thought abort and throwaway didn't move it up though. I thought that was
Yeah.
the difference. I'm pretty sure it doesn't move the number up, but I could be
Okay.
wrong.
So we
Probably we should confirm this with when John joins.
Or yeah, when Matt comes back.
yeah.
I think John has left for the evening, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who is our? I'm not sure who's at the ROR.
I think it was Matt.
Dan?
Hey, what's up?
We have a question about the control. When we abort and throw away an observation, is the file name like automatically incremented? Like for instance,
I'm not sure. We can wait a couple minutes. I can give John a call real quick and get him on the Zoom. Hold on 1 second.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure it doesn't start the count, because I think the log would be a lot more full of these abort and throw away things from last year. Because I did that a fair amount of times.
I see.
Our observing nights. So I'm pretty sure that it doesn't increment.
Yeah, I
Probably
think
best to confirm with John. Someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
the trouble here is that the two-dimensional images would look very similar. So unless like you can kind of retrieve the object name from the header, it would be impossible to figure out.
Yeah, I was hoping that it was a difference between like a standard and a transient or something, where it's just like bright trace versus faint trace. But if they're both bright, then it's not very helpful.
Actually, no. We went from standard to the FRB to another standard, and now this transient. So we did have greatly, or what do you call, vastly different targets.
Okay,
So
then yeah, I
maybe you
would.
could tell. I'm definitely not able to tell, but I don't know.
5032 should be a faint target, right? So click on that one. That one's bright, so that's still the no, that's sorry.
5032 should be a
5032 is
bright
is
target.
the
That should be a
standard,
bright
yeah.
target, because that's our
Go one
standard.
before that. Okay, so that's the right order. Go to 5035. Seems right to me.
Click on 5034.
And is it the red side that's wrong, I guess? Yeah, 5034 should still be a standard.
Okay.
So standard.
Go to 5026.
You say 5034 should not be a standard.
5034 should be a standard.
Yep.
No, it should be unless the log is wrong. Right now, the log has it as
5035 is the next transient. Is like the thing, yeah. So 50, 32, 33, and 34
Okay, we-
are standard.
Because okay, the log might be wrong then. Because I mean, the numbers should be slightly off because we only did the first standard on blue. We didn't do
Okay.
2 exposures on red.
Let's start off at let's start at 50, 16, right at the top. So this should be a flat. That looks like a flat to me.
Mhm.
Go to 50, 17, or go to 50, 26. 25, my bad. 25 should also be a flat. Cool. 26. All right, that's a standard. Go to 27. Standard 28. Standard. All right. Oh, 28. Cool. Yeah, 28 should not be a standard, so we're good.
Yeah.
26 and 27 were standard. 28 is not. 29 is not. 30 should not be.
28 and 29 is when 28 was when we got the wrong target, and 29, 30, and 31 should be the right target.
Yeah. So they should all
30,
sit somewhere.
31, yeah.
Okay, and then 32 should be a standard.
Hey, Stefan, could you send John the Zoom link, please?
Sure thing.
Excellent.
Okay, so yeah, 32 through 34 should be one standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks right. And then 34 or 35 and onward should be a new target.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like the same target because they both have that double trace. Yeah, it looks right to me on the blue side. Let's check the red. All right. Let's start off at 50, 16. Looks like a flat. 57, or let's go to 50, 25. Should still be a flat. Cool.
Yeah.
Next one. That is the first science. Cool. And it should look like that until 50, 30. Yep, that's the first standard on the red side. And it should look that until 50, 33. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. I think the one offset that we're talking about, or I think, do you mean that the red number and the blue number are one off?
Oh no, I see where I've got mixed up.
They should be 2 off actually, because
Yeah,
we
2
take
off.
2 exposures of blue and 1
Yeah,
and 0 in the
yeah.
red.
Yeah. Okay. So I think
Oh, okay.
we're okay.
If that is the case, John, I think we're good.
Oh, okay, good. That's what I like to hear.
Sorry about that, John.
My very presence fixed everything. Yep.
Works out. I guess we had one weird
Oh, yep.
random question. So if you abort and throw away an exposure, let's say it's on 50, 30,
Yes.
and then you hit abort and
Yep.
throw away,
Yep.
will it still be on 50, 30, or will it move up to 50, 31?
It'll still be on 50-30.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Works out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, be here if you need anything else, but have a good one.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That's all sorted.
Okay, yeah. So the problem was just that we just didn't do that in the red side, which is that was always a problem, because I think even before we would do 3 exposures on the blue and 2 on the red, and the numbers would always be 1 off.
Yeah, we do like 3 200s and then yeah. Weird stuff.
But yeah, Monica was saying we should just do all the exposure or both sides for each target, so that won't be a
Yeah.
problem anymore, thankfully.
I also kind of like we're pointing the telescope, may as well expose on the blue side as well.
Yeah,
Unless
that's kind of
like, you know, there is a very weird target and we kind of like realized that maybe on the red side, probably like people would eventually at the end examine the 2 sides separately, like they won't stitch. Then that's a situation where they can have different exposures, even different exposure time on either side. So the bottom line here is that, Richard, it's not very rigid, all those numbers that are populated there. So you should always like check what's there on the control. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We kind of like pre-populated it with some numbers, I think Stefan basically pulled from the previous night, but those numbers are not like they can even be erased, and you know, like always double check with what's there on the controls.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Tracy, say the M31 targets, there's no particular preference of order.
Nope. I'd just say go for the bright ones first.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Up
much.
until like maybe 11, and then around 11:30, you can switch to the fainter targets, and then do that until like 3 or 4 a.m.
Yeah, M31 peaks at right around 1 a.m. So maybe we can do our bright targets between like, or I mean our faintest targets between like 11 and 2 or 3. But
I should also make sure that the target that you're going for on the chords list is the same target as the one that's on the observation list.
Oh, of course.
Because
Yeah.
this chords list is like the master list, it has all the targets. So it might be a little difficult. You can actually probably leave it sorted by normal and then sort by mag. It's like maybe sort by name, then by mag. Object.
Okay. Yeah.
Or no, line, my bad. There we go. Although I think this is just sorted by line, if I'm being honest.
You're gonna do more exposures on this, or about ready to move?
Not ready to move.
Yeah.
As a rule of thumb, the you can just use the exposure times to get an idea of the brightest ones. So the shorter exposure
Oh,
times.
of course. Yeah. Let's go for so.
This is also why the start of the night is so stressful. You have all the standards and all the bright stars, and they go by really quickly. So it feels like you're on your toes, and then the midnight comes around and you're only switching targets every 15, 20 minutes. Actually, in this case, you might actually want to organize it by name, and then you could just scroll.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sending coordinates.
Exposing, right?
Okay, we're moving. Let me know the PA when you got it.
Port 15 for that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I think it'll change to like by half a degree, but for future
Okay.
reference.
PA is 109.
109, all right.
Did you get the like did you type in the object name or does it automatically put it in?
I think it was automatically put in, is moved over. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, just with that, yeah.
I feel so silly for not uploading a new star list earlier. Wow.
Okay, we're guiding. Y'all can start taking data.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Typically for the M31 targets, it's okay to just do the I get 3 because these are bright
Okay.
targets and
Yeah.
they're not like they're usually there.
Yeah. But yeah, doing good. Our first exposure is done. This side looks good. We'll just get blue 3 or 2, I think. My bad. All right, this probably won't matter as much for these first few targets since they're so bright, but as the night goes on, we get into some dimmer targets. You might also want to click on the Antares link that's next to the target name, and then you can
yeah.
also look at the target as they're bringing it up, and you could use the little telescope cam on one of the viewers and see what the telescope operator is seeing, and then you can
Okay.
both agree on what's lined up on the slit. Usually the telescope tech is much better than I am, but yeah, sometimes it's nice to, have the confirmation like, yeah, that is my target. Or
Yeah.
no, can you go over to the left a little bit? Stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, if everything is going smoothly, I'm gonna go eat dinner. And if I come back and everybody is gone, I'll assume we go back to the Shane Zoom call.
Yep.
So,
Sounds
right.
good. I'll stick
if you need me,
around.
I will still be on Slack.
Cool. Yeah. If we move over, I'll also let you know on Slack.
Awesome, thank you.
Cool.
Right, next one. Yeah, sending coordinates. I think that works.
I think Shauna our writer tonight? No, it's not Sean. It's oh, he's there.
You ready to move?
Yep, clear move.
Yep.
Okay, can you send the target to Poco? Unless it's like right next to this one.
Yeah, they're all going to be nearby.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Gotcha. Cool. We're moving.
Yeah, the PA is 107. So I think,
107. All right.
yeah, very close to the other one, I think.
Okay, we're guiding. Y'all can start taking data.
In the target name, probably just want to have one of the targets in there. I don't know how
Yeah,
it
just
goes
thinking.
slash. Cool. You're on top of it.
Yeah, so for these bright ones, it's all right to do just the command straight away.
Very unlikely that something will happen in the middle.
Yeah.
It's really like the super faint ones and the transients that we will often take a peek at the first exposure and then see.
Yeah.
Well, we are just about at the top of the hour. Thank you so much for allowing us to shadow you, Salvation Team. Would someone like to close and maybe mention your upcoming session where we join you in about 5 hours into your night? I do have a link to that registration link in the chat.
I guess I could close. Yeah, we don't have much else to say. This was a bit of a scrambling to start as we were trying to figure out the links and getting set up with the early targets in the night. But later on in the night, we should be nice and set up. There shouldn't be any thing in the way. And if we get a lot of people, we have a little presentation that we can run through pretty quickly as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you later tonight. I believe the session you said was at 10 to 11:30 GMT, which is going to be 3 to 4:30 a.m. for us. So that'll be in a few hours.
That's right. Fantastic. Well, we are certainly looking forward to more authentic virtual live astronomy. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in an upcoming session.
Cool. Thank you.
Now, Stefan is the host, so he will have to end the session.
Right. I guess can Richard is your co-host right now? Could you stop the recording? That doesn't have to continue too long past.
Yes, he should be able to do that.
Okay.